वन में देख ले दर्पण में मुखड़ा देख ले प्राणी जरा दर्पण में। सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव। ऊपर वाला पासा फेंके नीचे चलते गाँव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव। भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते। भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते। कड़वे मीठे फल कर्म के यहाँ सभी पाते। कभी सीधे कभी उल्टे पड़ते अजब समय के पाँव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव। सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव, कभी धूप तो कभी छाँव। क्या गम ये सब मिलते बारी बारी। क्या खुशियाँ क्या गम ये सब मिलते बारी बारी। मालिक की मर्जी पे चलती है दुनिया सारी। ध्यान से खेना जग नदिया में बंदे अपनी नाव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव, कभी धूप कभी छाँव। सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव। कभी धूप कभी छाँव।
他们说你说两我不能我你说人，不管让人。
You can bring it. You can bring it.
No problem. Yeah, come on, that's right there. What's that extra fun? Yeah, extra fun. Right, so put it right there, put it so right? Yeah. Am I right? No. Yeah, they come here. Dia come up, but I already was here already. Ada movie lah dia.
You want the chair right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you would be.
Especially on cereal, yeah.
When these people play that card, this is not because they want to move things here. So they don't want to eat, you know what, anyway.
Sure. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, put it right there. It's not right there, but. Ya, no, no, no. Itu kan. Kalau kau tenang.
I'm digging and trying to keep on going. I'm just such a bad guy.
Betul kan?
Ya, ya, betul. Okay, it is.
Oh, you want to zoom it? Did you get this already? Can I borrow yours over there? Yeah, yeah. That's what she wants. I need one more. All right. You're good to get it.
Thank you.
Namaste. On behalf of the Ramjit family, I want to thank you all very much for coming to join with them at this moment of their bereavement. Let us all stand as we begin with the opening prayer. If you cannot stand, remain seated and don't force yourself to stand at all. Om Shanno Mitra Shanvaruna Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnu Rukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami Ritam vadishyami Satyam vadishyami Tanamamavatu Tadvataramavatu Avatu mamavatu attaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May your Supreme Being, friend of all, the holiest of all, and controller of the universe, be merciful unto us. May you, Almighty One, Lord of the universe and support of all, endow us with knowledge and power. May you, omnipresent and omnipotent being, shower your blessings all around us. We bow unto you, most powerful and supreme being. You alone are the omniscient one whom we feel within our hearts. We will call you, and you alone the true one. Your will is truly revealed in the Vedas will we obey and preach. We will be truthful in word, deed, and thought. You are our shelter. May you protect us who study and contemplate your nature, who speak only the truth, so that our understanding may be firm in your will and never turn away from it. Your will is truth and righteousness. That which is contrary to your will is untruth and unrighteousness. May you again shelter and protect us. O Lord, be merciful and grant us our prayer, for which we shall feel ever and ever grateful. Let there be peace in the heavenly regions, in the middle regions, and on earth. We join in the bhajan, Aaj Andhere. It's the first bhajan inside your brochure. As we just wait 1 moment for those in the sun to come out of the sun. Come right in, come right in. Come out of the sun, come right in. Come. There is a lot of seating on this side here, so you can pass on this side. Today we human beings are living in the blinding darkness of ignorance. O Lord, let the lamp of your knowledge shine so that we can select the true path of life. We are roaming in darkness. Show us the path by shedding your reassuring light where we walk, and blessing our eyes with the ability to see and select. We are your own children, the direct inheritors of your grand legacy of mercy. We are the ones privileged to enjoy the bounties of your grace. Bless us that we may enjoy the peace of a happy world.
ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान, आज अंधेरे में है हम इंसान। ज्ञान का सूरज चमका दे भगवान।
You may take your seats, please. As we continue in prayer, let us all bow our heads in prayer. Ishwar Stuti Prarthana Upasana, study of and meditation on the divine. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yadvadrantana.
O radiant divinity, cause of all manifestations in the universe, remove all evils from us and endow us with all that is good.
Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartatagre Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asit Sadadhar Prithivim Dhyamutema Kasmai Devaya Havishavidema.
The bearer of luminous bodies and Lord of all beings was alone present in the beginning. He sustains this earth and all radiant creatures. May we contemplate the nature of that blissful being with devotion.
Om Yahatmada Baladayasya Vishwa Upasate Prashisham Yasya Deva Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityu Kasmai Devaya Havisha Videma.
He is the giver of knowledge, of self, and restorer of strength. He is meditated upon by all the learned and is their inspiration. His shelter is salvation, and getting away from him is death. May we contemplate that blissful divinity with devotion.
Om Yapranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Itraja Jagato Babhuva Yaishe Asya Dvipadashchatushpada Kasmai Devaya Havisha Videma.
He, by his power, is supreme among all animate and inanimate things of the world, and he causes all bipeds and quadrupeds to come into being. May we contemplate that blissful being with devotion.
Om Yena Dhyaruna Prithivi Chadrina Yena Swahastabhitam Yena Naka Yo Antarikshe Rajaso Vimana Kasmai Devaya Havisha Videma.
He upholds radiant regions, the sun, earth, and other hard bodies. He sustains happy ethereal regions and salvations. He brings into being from elementary matter and dissolves into elementary matter, the heavenly bodies in the zodiac. May we contemplate that blissful being with devotion.
Om Prajapati Natvadetanyanyo Vishwajatani Parita Babhuva Yatamaste Juhumastano Astu Vayam Syama Pachayoraina.
O Lord of all subjects, none except you pervade all these objects. May all our desires, for which we come to your shelter, be fulfilled, so that we might become wealthy and prosperous.
Om Sano Bandhur Janita Savidhata Dhamani Veda Bhuvanani Vishwa Yatra Deva Amritamanashanas Tritiye Dhamanadhyayarayanta.
He is our friend, the cause of all manifestations, and the sustainer. He knows all places and regions. In him, abode of all happiness, roam the learned and what will enjoy emancipation.
Om Agnenaya Supataraya Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vedwan Yoyodhyasma Juhuranamenu Puishtante Namautim Videma.
O self-effulgent being, all holy and know of all things. Lead us to the paths of goodness, to prosperity and knowledge, and keep us away from evil deeds. To achieve this end, may we always contemplate your divine nature and be always happy.
Most people don't discover what life is about until just before they die. While we are young, we spend our days striving and keeping up with social expectations. We are so busy chasing life's big pleasures that we miss out on the little ones, like walking barefoot on the grass on a rainy day. When last did you ever do that? Or planting a garden, or taking the time to sit in awe and watch the sun rise or the sun set. You see, we live in an age where we have conquered the highest mountains, but have yet to master ourselves. We have taller buildings, but shorter temper. More possessions, but less happiness. And what we have discovered is that the more you have, the less happy you become. We have fuller minds, but emptier lives. So this morning I say to you, don't wait until you are on your deathbed to realize the meaning of life and the precious role that you have to play in your own life. All too often, people attempt to live their lives backwards. They spend their days striving to get the things that will make them happy, or rather, the things that they believe will make them happy, rather than having the wisdom to realize that happiness is not a place you reach, but a state you create. Let us take a lesson from Father. You see, Father was a hard-working man who delivered bread as a living to support his wife and his 3 children. He spent his day, all his evening, after work, attending classes, hoping to improve himself so that one day he could find a better paying job. Except for Sundays, Father hardly ever ate a meal together with his family. He worked and studied very hard because he wanted to provide his family with the best that money could buy. Whenever the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them, he responded that he was doing all that he was doing for them. But he often yearned to spend more time with his family. The day came when the exam results were announced. To his joy, Father passed the exam with flying distinctions too. Flying colors too, distinctions. Soon after, he was offered a good job as a senior supervisor, which paid handsomely. Like a dream come true, Father could now afford to provide his family with life's little luxuries like nice clothing, fine food, and holidays abroad. I seem to be disturbing somebody. So just give me a minute, please. However, the family still did not get to see Father for most of the week. He continued to work very hard, hoping to be promoted to the position of manager. In fact, to make himself a worthy candidate for the promotion, he enrolled for another course in the Open University. Again, the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them. He reasoned that he was doing all this for them. but he often yearned to spend more time with his family. Father's hard work paid off, and he was promoted. Jubilantly, he decided to hire a maid to relieve his wife from her domestic tasks. He also felt that their 3-bedroom house was no longer big enough. It would be nice for his family to enjoy the facilities and comfort of a large house. Having experienced the rewards of his hard work many times before, Father resolved to further his studies and work at being promoted again. The family still did not see much of him. In fact, sometimes Father now had to work on Sundays entertaining clients. Again, whenever the family complained that he was not spending enough time with them, he reasoned that he was doing it all for them. But he often yearned to spend more time with his family. As expected, Father's hard work paid off again, and he bought a beautiful condominium overlooking the sea. On the first Sunday evening at their new home, Father declared to his family that he decided not to take any more courses or pursue any more promotions. From then on, he said to himself and to them, he was going to devote more time to his family. Father did not wake up the next morning. I hope you get the message. You see, happiness and a life of deep fulfillment come when you commit yourself from the very core of your soul to spending your highest human talents on a purpose that makes a difference in others' life. When all the clutter is stripped away from your life, the true meaning will become clear. That is to live for something more than yourself. Simply stated, the purpose of life is a life of purpose. So I ask you the question here this morning, how purposeful is your life? You see, to live a life of purpose, you must start by loving yourself. No matter what our problems seem to be, there is one thing that will still work for us, and that is loving yourself. You see, love is a miracle cure. Loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. I'm not talking about vanity or arrogance or being stuck up. I am talking about having a great respect for ourselves and a gratitude for the miracle of our bodies and our minds. How much respect do you have for yourself? Loving yourself means that you learn to live a balanced life. Living a balanced life means that we'll be moderate in every aspect of life. The first of these we need to look at is work. We all know the saying that all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy. Let us add to that this morning. All work and no play will make us all lazy people. Don't get carried away with devotion to duty to the extent that you neglect yourself. That's why I shared the story about Father with you. Let us remember that devotion to duty does not mean that you neglect other aspects of your life either. How many times we find ourselves somewhere but we're anxious? When is it one that going to stop talking? I have to go somewhere in a short while. And it's always like that, and we go to that somewhere and when we are wondering, when will I be able to get out of here? I have to go somewhere else. It never ends. So I want to repeat that again. Let us remember that devotion to duty does not mean that you neglect other aspects of your life. For example, we must not let work interfere with our responsibilities to our family and friends. You have to learn to leave the work at the workplace and to give those who life has blessed as our companions the due attention they deserve and are entitled to. One of the problems that ensues from overworking is overeating. Due to the pressures of work, we tend to skip meals, either breakfast or lunch, or sometimes both. Then we make up for it at dinner time with disastrous effects. The body then demands that we take a rest after a heavy dinner. Unfortunately, we feel that we rest, but the internal organs have to work, often very hard. Result, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. But when we are hungry, we don't pay attention to what we eat. We are just concerned with eating. Is this love for yourself? Next is exercise and recreation. A doctor once told me that he had to deliver an address at a seminar sponsored by a drug company. Now, drug companies sponsor these seminars so that the doctors may praise their products and so boost the sale of their drugs. Do you think any drug company wants you to get better? How are they going to stop selling drugs? You have to be sick all the time. And when you start to take certain drugs, you have to take that for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not. So this doctor, popular one in Trinidad, he told me that he opened his address with, exercise is still the best medicine. I ask you, when last did you take any form of exercise whatsoever? If it means even swinging your hands. You know, remember that recreation must involve recreation. You see, after a tiring day at work, it is so easy to curl up on the couch and put on the TV and watch some TV. The irony is that if you feel like most people, if you are like most people, you actually feel more fatigued after watching too much TV than you felt when you first sat down. So recreation is tremendously important to a balanced life. But recreation must serve to recreate you. Recreation must restore you and bring you back to life. Real recreation will fill you with a renewed sense of optimism and energy. True recreation comes to you, it connects you, with the highest and best within you while rekindling your inner self. That is loving yourself. As one great writer said, "My belief is not that the good body by any bodily excellence improves the soul, but on the contrary, that the good soul by her own excellence improves the body as far as this may be possible." Unquote. Another ingredient for a balanced life is rest. Be sure that you get sufficient rest. How often we hear people say, "I can't sleep at night." Well, what did you do during the evening? A lot of stimulants, coffee, tea, etc. How are you going to sleep? Let us close with this story. You may have heard it before. It is entitled "The Suitcase." A man died. When he realized it, he saw God coming with a suitcase in his hand. God said, "All right, son, it's time to go." Surprised, the man responded, "Now? So soon? I have a lot of plans for things I have to do yet." "I'm sorry," God said, "but it's time to go." "What do you have in that suitcase?" the man asked. God answered, "Your belongings." "My belongings? You mean my things, my clothes, my money?" God answered, "Those are not yours. They belong to the earth." "Is it my memories?" the man asked. God answered, "Those never belong to you. They belong to time." Is it my talents? God answered, those are never yours. They belong to the path. Is it my wife and son? God answered, they were never yours. They belong to your heart. Is it my body? Of course, God answered, that was never yours. It belonged to the dust. Is it my soul? No, that's mine. Full of fear, the man took the suitcase from God and opened it, only to find out that the suitcase was. With a tear coming down his cheek, the man asked, I never had anything? God answered, that is correct. Every moment you lived was only yours and yours only. Nothing else but time. You wasted the time is now up. Life is just a moment that belongs to you. For this reason, enjoy this time when you have it. Don't let anything you think you own stop you from doing so. Unquote. So I say to you here this morning, live now. Live your life. Don't forget to be happy. That's the only thing that matters. Material things and everything else that you fight for will stay right here. And if you're not careful, you will leave others fighting for it. And you will fight forever for it until their time comes to, and then their children. And it goes on and on and on. I'm sure you all can give me plenty examples of that. You see, while there are various variations and views among the many traditions of Hinduism, we all agree that life is a journey to reality. We are all seekers and pilgrims. What distinguishes us is our awareness, or lack of awareness in some cases, that our journey is towards that which is ultimately true. This sacred journey, according to Hinduism, will continue as long as it takes to discover this final truth of the world and ourselves. Hinduism never encourages the active seeking of death, but emphasizes that we should always be prepared for its inevitability. We must learn to make a journey of love with those whom life has blessed as our companions. You see, if we learn to travel well, we will learn to part well. As we continue on this journey, which we call life, let me leave you with these words. The past is beyond recovery. The future, nobody is sure of. The given moment is now. Do not delay on the path of right action. You see, the best place is here, and the best time is now. You are meant to be a wonderful, loving expression of life. Life is waiting on you to open up to it, to feel worthy of the good that it holds for you. Life is here to support you. Trust God to be there for you. Thank God for having given us Frank. Let us make our association with him meaningful as we strive to live a life as he did, a life of simplicity, morality, and high ideals. Let us all pray. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushivardhanam Urvarukam Ivabandhanam Mrityormukshivamutam. We worship the omnipresent pure God who augments our physical, spiritual, and social forces. Through his grace, may we be released from this mortal coil without the agony of death, as naturally as a ripe cucumber is from its stem. Let us not be bereft of immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And now we will learn a little more about from Marissa.
I must say, everyone. Forgive me if I don't complete this, but I have my backup here. Balkaran Frank Isaac Ramjit blessed his parents as their firstborn son on the 9th of October, 1945. This blessing to them from God went on to become our gift. How do I describe my father? He was a good and dutiful servant, a dutiful son, a loving brother, a good husband, a loving father, a caring uncle, a doting grandfather, a trusted friend, a patient and understanding teacher, a distinguished politician, a selfless humanitarian. First and foremost, he was a family man. He and my mother enjoyed 51 years of marriage. During this time, in which they provided us with this beautiful, humble, happy home. He was always there for us. For my mom, during the almost 20 years of her battle with cancer, taking her to her appointments and waiting on her for hours on end at times. For Rishi and I, his children, we could depend on him for any and everything. My treasured memories include him dropping me off to meet my high school friends, returning for me each and every time, and eventually having to drop them off home too. At my first job after completing university, on numerous occasions, he would be called to come for me for a particular time, but have to sit for over an hour until I was actually able to leave work. Such was his dedication to his family. When his granddaughter came into his life, he was ecstatic to say the least. Karina was his pride and joy. He never failed to boast about her and her accomplishments. Both him and my mother undertook the responsibility to drop and pick her up from preschool, and this pickup continued into first and second years of primary school, where I soon noticed a pile-up of Lucozade bottles weekly, only to realize that every evening he would stop at the parlor after the school to purchase said item upon her request. Of course, eventually I had to say, you know, Dad, too much Lucozade isn't good for her. They shared plants and gardening in common. However, Karina would assist in the actual planting process. But then, it was up to her grandfather to ensure the survival of the plant. The relationship between them will always be treasured by her. He was a gardener. He loved to plant and tend to his orchids. He spent hours on end tending to his land, but honestly, we never really always enjoyed the fruits of that labor. He was an eloquent spokesperson. He could have been called upon at the last minute without any warning to speak at a public forum, and he delivered a speech as if he had been preparing it for days, even attaching a relevant quote. This skill always had me amazed. It's a skill I certainly did not inherit. He spoke straight from the heart. He was a great cook, so much so that he was always at the risk of possible jealousy from my mom whenever his one and only treasured granddaughter, Karina, requested that he cook her favorite dishes. Even in the hospital over the last week, we heard him telling the nurses that when he cooked, it was finger-licking good. He was a steadfast support to all our family members. He always made himself available for his extended family. Any and every one of our family members can attest to this. He never backed down when called upon to perform an action or duty. For the past few months, he supported his sister Deanne in ensuring he took her back and forth to care for her ailing husband. He never stopped being a teacher, despite enjoying 18 years of retirement. This indeed was a result of him being a teacher for almost 37 years, a vocation that was his passion. He was always ready to give advice and motivation if he thought you needed it. He loved to tell jokes. Many times you would wonder how he even remembered half of the jokes he told. I clearly remember at my grandmother's wake, my cousins laughing before he even finished telling the joke because they knew it would definitely be funny. He was an avid storyteller, many of which we heard several times over, but never failed to entertain when he did. He was a selfless servant to the community with his work in Alcoholics Anonymous, to which he committed himself wholeheartedly. He was described by many of his AA peers as an instrumental person to countless people. He served as secretary of the General Service Board of Alcoholics Anonymous for 5 years. His dedication to service was one of his greatest qualities. He was well known across the length and breadth of Trinidad in this capacity. He was a distinguished and ethical politician in the role of councillor in the Mondesi district, a role which culminated years of assistance to the MP of Faizabad, and of which he was very proud of and often referred to when he was speaking of the tasks he was able to accomplish. He opted not to continue this political path as he became concerned about his health and my mother's health. Nevertheless, in the short 3 years he served as councillor, he did it to the best of his abilities. He was a leader in every role and task he undertook. He was, as his namesake, frank. He was outspoken. He never held back saying what he thought was right, but was always respectful in his delivery. This quality, I am certain, gained him several enemies, but he always stood up for what he thought was right. Over the past 3 days of wake, we have heard a common thread among all the things people have said about him. His kindness, his caring personality, his influence, his positive impact on them. He has left a legacy of influence on the people who came into contact with him. Daddy, you touched people's lives in every way. You were our support, our defender, our champion. We do not often say how important you are to us, but you were our rock, the backbone of our family, and we have a difficult task ahead of us to try to move on with our lives without you. You had a good life, and you were a good and dutiful servant to everyone in your life. We are thankful and grateful that God blessed us with you for, well, Ruth at least for 78 years, us for like 49 average. We so wish it could have been more. We were counting on the fact that it could have been more. But God has a plan for you that is even bigger than what you were to us. We love you. We will forever miss you. And we pray that you achieve the most that you so deserve. Thank you for being there for us. Thank you for all that you were to us. We pray God's guidance with him as he continues on his journey, as he departs this physical form. We love you, Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Larissa. I think you summed up Frankie's life nicely for us. We have a slight change in your program there. We have a bhajan now. Hey Jagat Pita Bhagavan, it is on the inside of your program. O God, protector of the world, grant wisdom unto me. You are the loving God, the only support of the world. In my childhood, awareness did not come to me. In my lifetime, I have accumulated many sins. Now where can I go as the negatives can destroy me? My heart tells me that you reside in the temple of my mind. But day and night I roam knocking from door to door, searching for you. O Bhagwan, O God, save me from evil and make me a true devotee of the Vedas. Be the support of all, saving us from falsehoods and hypocrisies. My raft is poured in the whirlpool of life. The poet Nandalal says, I have spent my life in sin. Grant me thy grace of your shelter, O Lord. Please stand as we join in this bhajan. Those who will have difficulty, please remain seated.
हे जगत पिता भगवान हमें दो ज्ञान तू ईश्वर प्यारा दुनिया में सहारा हे जगत पिता भगवान हमें दो ज्ञान तू ईश्वर प्यारा दुनिया में
Frank was a man of many parts, and I'm sure many of you here would like to say something. Unfortunately, I can't invite everybody here. So I will start our tributes by inviting His Worship, the Mayor of Superior, Mr. Bernard Mary.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Namaste, everyone. I am here this morning to pay tribute not just to a husband, a father, but a teacher of minds. I have known Teach, as I usually call him up to now, for over more than 50 years when he came to the Balkaran village school. And I recall him coming to that school where he won the heart of my dear Miss Komal, who I will still refer to Miss, and got married. What the daughter said a while ago is a true testimony to the fact of this individual. I had the privilege of sitting next to him at the then Siparia Regional Corporation in the council chamber. And I spent 3 years there with him personally in that chamber, getting to know him more than I knew him before he came in as a politician. I recall when he first came in, he said, I want to sit next to you because I know you, Zima, I know you okay, and you will teach me how to go along. So he pulled a chair and he sat right next to me. I now recognize the former member of Parliament of Hyderabad, Chandra Sharma, who is the man that pulled in Frank and made him a councillor. He was always proud of his granddaughter, and I recall him carrying a picture of his granddaughter in his wallet. And from time to time, he would take it out in council and always show it to me. But apart from that, it's what he did with his life during the time he served. And as his daughter said, he served with many hats. Teacher, he was a counselor, he was an instrumental person in the Alcoholic Anonymous. I know that for a fact. And I knew that whenever there is anyone who needed help, he wouldn't hesitate to try to get help for those individuals through the Alcoholic Anonymous. I recall some years ago he had avocado tree in the back here. And you know, while everybody busy selling avocados because avocados is an expensive thing now, he will pick and drive around and drop for all his friends and family, which he still do. And that is to tell you the level of this individual. I was shocked when I got the message. On Tuesday at midday, Chan sent a message for me, but I didn't pick up my phone because I was at meeting, that he had passed away because I didn't even know that he was at the hospital. But when you talk about a dedicated family man, it's Frank Ramjit. I recall when Miss became ill and he had to take that time from council to take her to the doctor. He never let anything get in the way of his responsibility to his wife and also his children and his granddaughter. He made sure that he put that time aside to ensure that they were comfortable and they had the time that they required of him before he responded to anything else. It is sad that his passing has left a void not only in this community but amongst us. I recall when he retired many years ago, over 18 years ago, he came into then MP Chandri's office as a volunteer, like many others. And he started to volunteer his time to assist persons and assist the then MP to move around the constituency and so on. And that led him to become a councillor for the electoral district of Mandesi. I knew there were times that he would get frustrated being a councillor. He was not accustomed to people calling and abusing him. And I will tell you, if you're in that profession, the MP will attest to that fact, that you are at the end of abuse most of the times. And he wasn't too thrilled about that. Apart from his health issues, when he decided to step out of the politics in 2013, all Chan and I tried to convince him to serve one more term. He decided that his wife needed him, his children, his granddaughter needed him, and he needed to take care of himself. And he humbly walked away from the political arena. That didn't mean that he didn't continue to do his work and assist persons throughout the region of Hyderabad. He has always been there. One must look back at his profession as a teacher, and I am sure he has been responsible in his teaching career to mold and guide persons who are adults now to fruitful careers. And you know, sometimes, like Frank today is gone, and nobody pays tribute to the fact of what they did when they were teaching at that point in time and grooming children towards their future career. And that is something that I think we do pay enough respect to. Because I'm sure that some of the persons he taught would have become doctors, lawyers, and teachers, and have held good jobs today. I made the announcement on radio on Friday morning of his passing, so that I know he taught at the St. Clement's Village School, so that persons would have heard that he had passed. So my little point here is that his contribution would have helped develop and would have made people the persons they are today. And if you look at the persons from his era, where when he taught, compared to what we have today in society, it will tell you we're in a different place altogether from then to now. Teaching has become 100 times more difficult now than it was before. We see what is happening in some of our schools today, and we see how teachers are under stress. He dealt with it, it wasn't as bad then as it is now. He dealt with it in the best way he can. And in those days, a teacher was like a parent in our days growing up. Because you're spending nearly 5-6 hours at the school under the care of your teacher and then going back home in the evening. So your teacher will ultimately become a part of your life, because as I said, they will help mold you and make you the person you are today. And I must say, not him so much, but Miss, who taught me at the Advocate Village School. I am proud to stand here today as the mayor of Siparia, knowing that she helped groom me from the age of 5 when I attended the Advocate Village School to reach where I am today. I was asked by the Honorable Political Leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad, to extend her condolences to the family. Dr. Bodo has asked to be excused this morning. You know the profession he is in, while we are making our way to teach to his final resting place. Bodo is making an arrangement to bring somebody into the world, and that is the profession he is in. So if it calls this morning that he has that responsibility, he has asked to be excused, and he will try to make it on the creek. So on behalf of my own self, I will miss my friend dearly. I will really miss him. He always called me from time to time. Not too long ago, I called him to ask him if this street is connected to School Street, and this is School Street as well, because I wanted to fix this little piece of road here for him, and he said yes, it is School Street. And every little problem he had, he never failed to pick up that phone and call me. And if I couldn't answer him, I would make sure as soon as time permits that I will call him back. I will sadly miss my brother, Balkaran, Frank Ramjit, is a man who has left his mark, and I'm sure everybody who came into contact with him will agree with me that he did a fantastic job at raising his family, and he also did a great job of assisting those in the community who needed help when they wanted. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. I will now invite the man who has replaced him at the council, the councillor for Mandesi, Councillor Bodo.
Namaste, good morning everyone. I think that between his daughter and the mayor, they spoke of everything that you could say about Frankie. So I will just touch on something that was different, because he and I shared that personally. When I took over as the councillor, Frankie spent about 3 days with me. Very few people knew about that. So he did this. He made sure every single thing I did for my office, including giving desks that he had home here, And then we sat for a while and he spoke. And he told me at the end of the conversation was, the gist of it was this. This is your fight, nobody. You had to take care of this. Do not harass me. But it's also important. I do Frankie for a very long time. I grew up in Balkaran. So I remember Frankie passing at about 7:30 in the morning with a 323 wagon. I think, yeah, that time, a hatchback kind of, yeah, I remember that car well. So about 7:30 pass and about 3 o'clock he passed back every single day going from school. And as his daughter said, Frankie was a man of service in every aspect of his life. To be a teacher for 3 decades, that's tremendous service. And then coming out of that, getting into politics, that is also tremendous service. And then he continued on with the Alcohol Anonymous group. So Frankie's life was full of service. I extend my deepest sympathies to his family on behalf of my wife and myself, but also on behalf of the people of Mount Daisy. We extend our condolences and we thank Frankie for the service he rendered to that community for the 3 years that he served as a councillor. My deepest condolences to you all. I hope God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. And to round off the political tributes, I invite the man who is responsible for bringing Frankie into politics, former Member of Parliament, Chandri Sharma.
Namaste, Ramjit, former teacher, friends all. Funeral is about reflections and to learn something from the departed. So you have 2 choices this morning. One, to capture what Pandit Surin taught us this morning with his message, or to capture what teach daughter, mayor, and councillor just presented. I think we can engage both. This is the first time I've seen teach in grey. This man had jet black hair and his moustache was custom designed. Every single grain of hair was in place. I think Nehru tried to capture that. You'll get there. So I do remember teach from Vedic school. Do you know something called treasure hunt? This is the teacher who introduced treasure hunt in Navkat Vedic school. This is nearly 60 years ago. Remember Nehru? And I think he transferred it to other schools. Simple little things. But in his later years after retiring from teaching, as indicated, he started to volunteer at the MP office. And he went every part of this country. Because my office was one of those offices that were all over the place. That's how he became involved in politics. But in 2013, after meeting in Akbar retreats, when he made that announcement, Ms. Champa, welcome. So nice of you to come. So nice of you to come. Sister needs you more than ever. The whole family. You know, the Komal family is a well-known family. There's half of them teach in Vedic school. See what, anybody teach in Vedic school from the Komal family? See what? You in Vedic school? And when teacher Ramjit joined this family, he made them more pronounced. Because he was like cockroach. Everybody business, but in a very good way. We added value. But when he made that announcement in 2013, that's the message I want to share with you today, in keeping what Pandit Surin said. He had the opportunity to return as a second and maybe a third term, but he chose not to. And maybe I don't recall him saying about his health. He spoke about his wife's health. And he spoke about it with passion and with care. This is my wife. She needs me. The medical care requires her to go to St. James Hospital. And Teacher Ramjit in his late 70s drives to St. James. 3/4 of you don't know where that hospital is. Cocoreed. And wait for her. Sometimes an emergency will arise and she has to go to the hospital. And he's busy on the phone. Shall we need an ambulance? Shall the ambulance come here? That's a man, that's a lesson we have to learn. So to all the husbands here, stop ill-treating your wife. Do like Teacher Ramjit. To all the fathers here, be the father his daughter just spoke about. And to all the grandfathers like me, Teacher Ram, be like Teacher Ramjit. It's a beautiful lesson. Teacher, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss your jokes. I was standing back there and I see, for want of a better word, the Zabuka picker. Over there. And I am one of those recipients of that Zabuka. I'm not only receiving his Zabuka, I have to give an account how we had it. But we had it. It's the only butter type Zabuka, correct? The skin very thin. When he delivered that Zabuka, 3 days later, he called it. How was it? You know, with choker, you know, bread. I don't know why he told you, I buy this only bread. But I don't know what. So teach you, did you farewell? I like the outfit you buy for your father. He's a classy man. Always well dressed. They wrote a very personal note. Teacher Ramjit has. He's dead, so I can say had. He has only one concern, which I would like you to attend to. And that's wishing. Make sure it's attended to. Great. I know the last time we met you by Jyoti Funeral. Very good. Thank you very much. Well, then I can stop talking. Sitara, you must speak. Open its own outfit, kind of looking like
Okay. Thank you very much, former MP. I now invite Mr. Janki of the AA. That's another important side of Khan's life.
Namaste, good morning, Sitaram everybody. It's nice to be here as a part of the family. See, I've teach here for about 7.5 years. He has been very instrumental in my life and the lives of a lot of young people, my age and around that, in helping us to motivate ourselves, to reintegrate ourselves back into society, in our workplace, in our families, to find ourselves, to find our inner self, that comfort zone in rebuilding, rehabilitating our lives back. You know, he has taught us so many things. He was more like a friend, a father, everything in one. You know, when you get something compact, all in one. He was a very compassionate, caring person. You know, and getting this news of his passing was kind of shocking because he and I kept in touch every day via WhatsApp, a little message back and forth. And the last 3 messages, he didn't respond to them. So I didn't realize something was wrong until I got the message. And you know, he always taught me life has a process. If you understand the process, you gain from it. You will understand your journey well. So as my friend here, as he makes his transition from this physical into the spiritual, and our fellowship talks about that. We meet in the fellowship of the spirit. Members, we will ask, we will like everybody when we meet by the creek, just before the body is placed into the fire, that we could all hold hands and join in with the serenity prayer, just before they place the box into the fire. All members, we are asked, you be nice. We always do this. Since I hear any fellowship, we always do that, and it's something that we have a love, like our extended family. You see, when a person like myself, who has lost everything, about to lose thyself, which is myself, and a person like Frankie comes along, that is God. Every scripture talk about that in all different religions and different languages. I am blessed to have experienced that with him. So may God continue to bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janki. As we join in our mantras to place the flowers, we shall start with his wife first. Namaste Satite Jagatkaranaya Namaste Chite Sarvalokashrayaya Namo Dvaita Tattvaya Mukti Pradaya Namo Brahmane Vyapine Shashvataya Tvamekam Sharanyam Tvamekam Varenyam Tvamekam Jagatpalakam Swaprakasham Tvamekam Jagatkartri Patri Prahartri Tvamekam Param Nishalam Nirvikalpam Bhayanam bhayam bhishanam bhishananam Gati praninam pavanam pavananam Mahochay padanam niyantrit Parisham param kshanam rakshananam Vayam tvam smaramo, vayam tvam bhajamo, vayam tvam jagat sakshi rupam namama. Sadekam nidhanam, niralam vamisham, bhavam bodhipotam, sharanyam vrajama. Najasya kasve patirasti loke nacheshitanai vachatasya lingam sakaranam karanadhipadipo nachasya kasve janitana tamishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram Tam Devatanam Paramam Hidevatam Patipatinam Paramam Parastat Vidamadevam Bhuvaneshwamidhyam Om Yajagrato Duramudayati Daivam Tadu Suptasya Tathaivaiti Durangamam Jyotisham Jyotirekam Tane Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yena Karmanya Paso Manishino Yaje Primanti Virateshu Dhira Yad Purvam Yachamanta Prajana Tane Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Prajana Mutachetu Ditushya Yajyotirantaramekam Prajasu Yasmanari Ketikshana Dharma Priyati Tane Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu Om Yedam Bhutam
But God bless you to the highest time. God bless you to the highest. I different in my way. And God bless you. God bless you, Papa. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you with you. Just help me out to get to talk about it. Can you bring it up again for me? Oh, can you bring bird cage for me? Okay?
Om Susharatira Shwavaya Manushyam Niyati Shubhi Vajjanima Vettishtam Yadachiram Varishtam
God bless you. God is
Tameva
good with
Shiva
you today.
Sankalpamastu
I still fight in my way, but they are calling you and talking to you, Frankie. Hope you're going. It's only you and you have a baby and money.
Ilaspadi
Oh Lord, but God have me still.
Sanova Sunyapara
I didn't expect you to go yet.
Om Sangachavam Samvadavam
Take care, Papa.
Samumanasi Janatam
Take care.
Vivabhagam Yatha Purve Samjanana Upasati Om Samano Mantra Samiti Samani Samana Manasa Chitamesham Samana Mantra Madhimantra Eva Samanina Uhavisha Jumi Om Samani Va Akuti Samana Hridayani Va Samana Mastu Mano Yathava Susahasati
Tony.
Om Bhyo Shanti Rakshakam Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Ushadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishnudeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti. May there be peace in the heavenly regions. May there be peace in the atmosphere. May peace reign on earth. May the waters be soothing. And may the medicinal herbs be healing. May the plants be the source of peace to all. May all enlightened persons bring peace to us. May the Vedas spread peace throughout. May all other objects give us peace. And may peace even bring peace. And may that peace come to us forever. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please remain standing as the body is now taken out. As we proceed from here, till we finish.
come in here and let's go right? Come around, come around, come on. Let's call him, come on this side.
On this side, on this side.
Go back to the door.
Come on, I was better. Come.
For those who wish to view the body, you may do so now quickly.
Anybody here want to view the body?
No. That's not from the head of top, no? From the right of the head, right of the head.
Prepare the body. You all get together. No, you all get together.
What you do with them?
Now, let them come on there.
Yeah. I'll pray.
All the AA members all got around now. The doctor accuracy.
Members, come in.
Just watch it there, give him the chance to. Just come on this side, give him a chance to. Stretch out. Remember, stretch out. For the whole hands. You can walk in under it. Yeah, okay, as we start around here as I remember, I'm deep. Yeah, I'm together, you know, we're the scooter wise and overheads. Let's together, see. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change things better, and wisdom to do different. Let's make out, walk around. Come in.
Walk around the box then.
Just take out the box along and bring, right? That's good.
Very school player?
Huh?
Who is this person player?
Cousin. What to do? Taking pictures?
What is your name?
Elsie Ramjit.
It's on YouTube right now.
now. Yeah, but they won't have it any other time.
Yes. It's always on YouTube. This and that.
My sister had passed in USA and I what you call it, I did it all over the family because it was COVID time, we got to come. So I say
Excuse.
Accessify, right? Okay. So lighten you're going around 5 times. You should be going at 35, correct? Understand, yeah, man? Touching the fire, right? Yeah. So it's take low, eh? Right, the fifth time you light it, what's your light? What's your light? Come on inside. Come. Touch the fire. Then you can decide from there. Touch. And you in the box again. Touch and you in the box again. And you in the box.
Rachel, bring your mother here. Bring your mother here.
Om Yam Shanti Randarisham Shanti Shanti Rapa Shanti Vrushadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishri Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Revi Om Shanti Shanti
How long are you reach? Blessy, where money?
Yeah, when you're ready. Just